Hi, my name is Nadia Tetra-Mensah and I'm the founder of Sai Wine and Champagne Cafe. We are 10 years old and this video is the second in the series of me sharing the journey and the business of Sai. So this video is about Sai Wine and Champagne Cafe being a kingdom business. So before we actually opened, I remember God saying to me, just downloading information to me about this business. He said to me that, first of all, Nadia, this business is not going to be a place where there's going to be a lot of people coming at any given time. He also said to me that it's not going to be the type of business where a lot of people will come once we open, and then after 6 months, the business will tail off. And that's something that we tend to see a lot within this environment. God also shared with me it will be a quiet, intimate space. So I was like, okay. Now, even though I was hearing all of these things, it wasn't actually registering in my head. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be doing this. Like once we do the launch, it's going to be good. Everybody's going to be coming. When we opened, we did the launch. The launch was brilliant. We had influencers coming. I had friends coming, like everybody. And then afterwards, tumbleweed. Literally tumbleweed. And one of the biggest challenges that we had was that people couldn't even find us. Where we were in our location. And it was very bizarre because if you've been to Sai or the old Sai in Labone, there's actually Vida Café right in front of us. And we were behind Vida Café. We were within a courtyard. And at the time, Labone wasn't as crazy and busy as it is right now. So for me, I was like, I'm not sure why people are not finding us, but we were literally hidden. And for those that did see Sai, many just felt intimidated to come in. They felt like they had to be dressed a certain way. They felt like they had to be a certain type of person to come into the business. And I'm like, hey, and this doesn't come down to was I marketing the business or not. I am a PR marketing pro. Like that, we had it on lock. So when I realized that I was pushing really hard to get people through the door and it wasn't happening, I then remembered what God had told me about the business. So therefore, I then had to relax, let's say, and get to understand the rhythm of this business. After all, it wasn't my idea. it wasn't my concept. It's something that God had asked me to do in obedience. So therefore, the blueprint of the business is coming from God, and I'm just going to be there to execute it. Let me tell you something about running a kingdom business, because people be like, what does a kingdom business mean? It honestly means that it doesn't mean that I can't have my own, I can't do my own things within the space. God has trusted me to do this particular business for his reason. And so what it really means to be a kingdom business is to not go beyond the parameters of what God has intended for that specific business. So therefore, whilst the business was growing, I understood why Sai had to be this quiet, intimate space. And the reason why is, and I don't want to cry, because it makes me emotional. The reason why is because I have seen time and time again how God brings his people here and they catch a moment of solace, or there's a message that God has got for them, or they want to be out but not out. They just want to be in an intimate space. And I could see how Sai really provided that for people. I've been able to see how Sai has complemented family gatherings, friends coming over, people from abroad. Like I've really been able to see it and appreciate it. And what happens is that when people are in the environment, they get to marinate the environment. It's not like somewhere they just come in and go out and then that's it. The other thing about running a kingdom business is that if you're going off track, everything stops. Everything stops. Things don't move. You can't even force them to happen. They will just hang in suspense until you get back on track, or it's another way of just God trying to get your attention. You could be trying to push a concept for the business, and God is just like, no, we're not doing that. It doesn't sit within the proximity or the realm of what he has planned for the business. One thing that used to happen quite a lot is people would walk in, and when I say people, this could be anybody. It could have been Indians, it could have been blacks, it could have been whites, no matter what. People would walk in and say, there's something about this environment. There's just something about this space. I don't know what it is, but it's very peaceful. And whenever people would say that to me, and I'll just be like, that's my daddy. God is present. So those were some of the many blessings that came along with it. And as I mentioned, when I would do things outside of what God would ask me to do, it wouldn't work. But I also want to say to you that there's been many a times I have run into trouble with this business. Many a times, guys, and it's been really tasking. The amount of times I've said I didn't choose to do this business, I've lost count. I've kept on saying I had no plans to open a hospitality business. And for people who do hospitality, you understand where I'm coming from. But running a hospitality business is not an easy feat at all. And if you don't have to do it, then don't. Like, it's really not easy. It's just too intricate. And so there was many times I failed this business, really, really many times. But then there's been times that the business has nearly closed down because of my mismanagement, because of bad economy, because of bad human resources. And I would stress myself out until I kept recalling. Every time I'd get to those points, then I'd always hear God say to me, whose business is it? And I heard him say this to me once, and this might have been about 4 years or 5 years into the business. He said to me, whose business is it? And I said, it's yours, God. And he said, so I will provide. And guys, God has provided time and time again for this business. Now, the interesting thing is, as of 2022, the economy in Ghana got really, really bad. And the whole hospitality industry has really slowed down over the last 2 or 3 years now. So 2024, I honestly thought our 10-year anniversary was me doing this video to tell you that SAI is closed down. We're done. 10 years of hospitality industry. We've done our work. Yes. Like, I was praying on this so much. I honestly thought that that's what God wanted me to do. I thought he was done with SAI. Then as we turn into 2025, every start of the year, I always sit down, I do a fast, and I do a strategy meeting with God on all of my businesses. So I sat down with Daddy and I was like, okay, like day one, this is what I'm thinking. April, we do the announcement, we're closed, and then let's look at how we can move forward. By the end of my week's fast, God said to me, we're not done. And then he said, number 2.